Hello, 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 and welcome, guys. Thank you for joining me again for another live with Anntricia Bray Smith. I am your host, Anntricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. I am the voice for those who suffer in silence, guys. I live out my purpose to uh, educate, empower, and encourage each and every one of you every night right here. Guys, it is indeed a blessing as tonight we're going to talk about the missing pieces. We're talking about the missing pieces tonight. Hello, Melanie. Glad you're able to join me tonight. Um, so, first, let me do a little housekeeping here. If I had any product or service that goes along with the topic tonight, it would be my first book, Recreating a Better Me. And it's because it talks about some of the pieces that we miss in our life or overlook as far as our self-worth, thinking in mediocrity, lacking in finances, so it brings all those components together. And so if you don't have a copy of Recreating a Better Me, click the link that you see there in the description box. Look for my Amazon page. Grab that book. That tool right there, that resource is going to be so valuable for you, and it will bless you. And if you read it, it'll bless you, but it'll bless you more if you read it and do the work that's involved there and implement some of those simple strategies, those simple practices into your life. It will begin to transform the way not only that you see you, but the way that you perceive your life. Everything around you change when your mindset, your thoughts, your words change, guys. So go over and get that resource. I want to thank you guys for logging in. As you're logging in, don't just sit there quiet, looking at me, listening at me talk. Put a shout out in the comment section. Not only that, interact with me. Let me know what your thoughts are. Tell me what it is that you think. If I say something that resonates with you, I love to hear from you. It just makes everything here so much better. Also, guys, um, let's see. I know that I'm leaving something out, but let's go ahead and get started anyway. I'm just glad you're here. Tonight, we're talking about the missing pieces, the missing pieces. And this is so necessary as many of us have launched businesses and we're taking on new roles and trying to implement new things in our life. And we think that when we hit a road bump or when we hit a barrier or when we hit a no, we think that there's something wrong with our entire mix. Okay, there's nothing worse than making a cake and using all the ingredients, but we leave out one ingredient. No matter how insignificant it seems, when we leave out that one ingredient, the cake is not going to look, it's not going to taste the way that we expected. We're just not going to have the right outcome. And so this is the way so many of us have come into to perceive our business. It's the way so many of us are perceiving our relationships. It's the way so many of us are perceiving so much of what we have our hands entangled in. We think that when somebody tells us no, oh, it's a done deal, or it's not worth it. And honey child, let me just tell you tonight, it's worth it. It's worth it. If your creator gave you that idea, if he gave you that dream, if he gave you the knowledge, it is every bit of it worth it. And it is designed, it is expected to succeed. He doesn't give us anything that is designed to be wasted. It just does not work that way. But the thing with us is, especially us business owners with a personality types to where we try to be perfectionists, especially those of us that think that everything has to go just so. Sometimes we will abort our dreams just a little bit too soon because it didn't all mesh well, or it didn't all mix well, or we didn't get everybody cheering for us, or we didn't get the pats on the back that we thought. But guys, I'm here to tell you that sometimes it's just one missing piece. One missing piece, going back in and then applying it to what you've already created or what you've already done can absolutely make the difference. And so I wonder how many things you have discounted up until this day because it didn't turn out right the first time, or it didn't turn out right the second time. And many times it's because when you applied it the first time and then you tried it again the second time or the third time, you didn't do anything different. You tried to implement it the same way. You tried to use the same formula. You didn't go and try to tweak this or tweak that to make it just a little bit better or improve it just a little bit more. And this is the way we need to be with life. We combat our lives and our relationships trying to use old formulas to make new things work. And it does not work that way. Why do you think that we should always be learning? Why do you think I always say, always find an opportunity to learn new things? It's because when we're learning new things, it shifts our mindset. It shifts our perception. It gives us new creative ideas. It gives us fresh eyes on something that we've looked at for so long. And so this is why we always should be finding opportunities to learn. That way we develop what we have and we apply it to what we do. And then we have something that is spectacular, something that is now fresh and something that is now thriving. We can't do it using the same formula. Remember, I talked several weeks back, a couple months ago, I think, about checking the formula, adding something different in the formula, checking your ingredients. So I said that to say this. I'm connected to some authors, and many of us are self-published. Okay, so we have to be creative in how we keep our products circulating. We have to get creative in that. Many of us, we wrote books and we published books thinking that, oh, because we now have this product, that it's just going to fall into the laps of readers. And guys, that's not the case. That is not the case. I have had to get really creative in how I keep my books circulating and generating income for me, because that's an income that I'm expecting to come in every month. So how do I do that? How do I keep being encouraged if there's a week or two where the book is not selling? And then I have a week or two to where I'm selling a few here and there, but no steady sales. I have to get creative. I have to do research. I have to connect and network with other authors to find out what is it that they're doing to get their book circulating. And we have to share ideas and creativity. And it's always something in those conversations that stimulate creative ideas that gets that book or those books recirculating. Okay, what about our finances? Many of us are struggling with our finances. I went to the grocery store and I saw a young lady come in with her young kids, and she was coming in having to pick up a few groceries and had to count out pennies and had to count out nickels and dimes and quarters out on the counter to pay for her products. That's an issue with our finances. Doesn't mean that we don't have enough of our finances coming in, but it just means that we're missing something in the way we spend. We're missing something in the way we budget. We're missing something in our financial relationship that causes us now to have to pinch for pennies or scratch the dollar just a little bit farther. And guys, we've been there, done that. I shared with you in my book, Recreating a Better Me, chapter 1, when I go to talk about financial education, how it was when I was that young mother. I was that young mother with those two kids going to borrow $10 to get food to last me for the rest of the week. I was the one going to knock on my uncle's door and say, can I borrow $10 so that I can get some bread or that I can get some food in the house so me and the girls can eat for the rest of the week. So I'm all familiar with what that looks like. Did not mean that I didn't have a income to come in. It just may have mean that the income that I had coming in, I didn't use it wise enough. I didn't use it wise enough, so I wasn't able to make those ends meet. So what that looks like is that we got to go back and look at a budget. What do we have coming in, and where can we cut some expenses somewhere? It could have mean that maybe we ate out one too many times last week, and when we spent that $15 eating out, if we had spent that same $15 in the grocery store, instead of eating one time, we could have ate 3 or 4 times for the week. So it makes a difference in the missing pieces that we have in our mix. So we cannot miss that. So guys, think about a situation that you have or that you may be dealing with. Can you see some of where you lacked or some of where you wanted to give up or where you were frustrated? Can you see some of that in your life right now? Can you see that it's not the whole mix that's the problem? It's just there's a few missing pieces that we need to go back and implement. Many of us, some of it can be in our relationships. You know, we want a whole new, fresh, healthy relationship, and we want everything to change. We want everything to conform except for ourselves. We don't want to do anything different. We just want the other person to do everything different and to conform to our needs and what we want and what we desire. And never really consider that it's our own stinky attitude, it's our own stinking thinking, it's our own selfish ways that's the problem in the first place. We are the common denominator. So it's the missing piece is within us. The way we speak to people, the way we think about people, you know, our snobby ways, you know, we're the missing piece. And we have to go and find out what that is and implement it into our life. So I see some of you guys there. Go ahead and give me a shout out and let me know that you're with me tonight. It really makes a difference to know who's on with me. I'd love to hear from you as well. Mr. Montgomery, thanks for joining me. I appreciate that. Uh, there, there it is. Greatness hustle. Put the pieces together and sacrifice self-focus. Yes, 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 yes. But you know, many times, you know, with us, we think we all right, and I was like that for so long. I thought I had it all right. I thought that it was something wrong with everybody else, and I had it all together. But you know, I had to go and I had to tackle myself. I have to tackle the way I believe. I have to tackle the way that I interact with people. So there were some missing pieces in my social skills. There were some missing pieces in my communication, and I had to go and put the pieces of that puzzle together so that my relationships change, my finances change, my life change, my ability to create and implement products and services. All that changed when I changed and put the pieces together. So guys, I'm getting ready to wrap it up tonight. I did not want to hold you long. but I just appreciate you taking out the time to be here with me. I appreciate the time that you sacrifice so much, because I know it is a sacrifice to be up at 10 o'clock p.m. and be here with me. So nonetheless, I am your host, Anntricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. Good night, everybody.